Hello, good morning, Merry Christmas. I'm so glad you're here. Today is one of my last weigh-ins for the year, and I'm excited. So I'll be 25. 25 weeks of carnivore, and then reintroducing foods after doing 3 months of carnivore autoimmune protocol. I am happy with my results so far this year. I did a video reviewing what I've done all year. I'll put a link to that below. And this week, one of the things I did, I reintroduced some seasonings, and I'm not sure if they're agreeing with me or I'm coming down with a cold. So I'll talk more about that later. But my results for this week. Now, so far, for this week, my inches haven't changed. So overall inches, 0, no gain, no loss, which I'm perfectly fine with. I've done the losing. I've had a couple weeks of dramatic inches lost where like that can take a rest for a while. I understand that. My weight, I lost another 1.1 pounds. So I'm glad about that because I'm so much closer to my goal of another 2 pounds that, I'm not sure if I'm going to get to have gone by next week for my last weekend of the year. But I am so close. I am so happy. I'm 2.7 pounds away from my weight. That was my goal to hit. And once I hit that goal, I wanted to incorporate more strength training. And I'm so close that I'm just going to incorporate that strength training for the new year. So this week, my inches are zip 0, and my pounds, 1.1 pounds lost. So what does that mean total since I started carnivore in July? Is I'm down 13.2 inches, which I'm extremely happy about that. That's like my biggest factor. Like I'm actually able to like wear a smaller size pants, and I'm just that is more rewarding than any scale victory. And my inches are higher than the number of pounds lost. So my number of pounds that I've lost so far since the beginning of July when I started carnivore is at 12.8. And if you've been following me, you've seen that go up and down, and I've had my struggles. And I'm wondering if the last couple weeks, some of my weight gain might have to do with some of the reintroductions of foods that I've been having, because my body's not used to those foods since I did the autoimmune protocol for 3 months, and there might be some reaction to that. So this week, I'm not planning on introducing anything, because when I introduce my Redmond seasoning salt, just the organic seasoning salt, I had a nose drip, and I'm not sure if the nose drip has to do with a possible cold, because I just noticed yesterday how often my girls are blowing their noses. And I'm like, I don't know if this is like from being around them and getting sick, but I'm complaining about, okay, I have this little nose drip and it's annoying, and I'm having to blow my nose maybe once or twice a day. And I don't know if I'm reading into it that it has to do with the seasoning. And it's one of the side effects of that, or if it's actually a cold. So I'm taking a break from reintroducing anything. I'm going to take the seasonings out. I only had the seasonings twice. And I haven't had any of the seasonings for the last 4 days. And I still have the nose drip. So that's why I'm sitting there thinking, I'm not sure if it has to do with the seasoning or not. So I'm going to take a break from the seasoning and like I said, not that I had much, and see if I still have the nose drip. I'm also going to start doing sinus rinses just in case, it's at the point, it's just annoying and I'm not used to it. So maybe that's just me, but I noticed the girls were just blowing their nose more often. And I'm like, maybe it is a cold, maybe it is something. And I started going through my supplements, and I have needed to have extra vitamin D because I'm doing my muscle testing. I'll link a video to that so you know what I'm talking about when I say muscle testing and what I do for muscle testing. But I've been doing my muscle testing, and I've noticed, especially this last week, I have needed more vitamin D, which isn't surprising that we need vitamin D with the hypothyroidism. That's typical. And because it's winter and in Iowa, we're not getting the sun rays that we need to get in order to be able to absorb vitamin D. So that's not surprising that I need the vitamin D. However, there's been days I needed to have it once a day, and I've been testing 3 times a day. And there's been times where I needed it 3 times a day. So when I need it 3 times a day, that's me saying there's something going on. And I'm like, now, since I just had this realization yesterday, I'm going through like, what supplements have I needed more of this last week? And that should be a trigger. That should be a notification for me that something's going on. So this week, not introducing anything. Trying to fine tune what I want my goals to be. I'm going through like my tracking sheet. One of the things, it's kind of been a pain, the tracking my supplements and doing the supplements 3 times a day. I've had different times I've needed different needs, but I was doing that mainly because I was introducing a thyroid supplement and an adrenal supplement after I got my last blood test. And so to help with my thyroid for hypothyroidism, and when I have to, doing that, also keeping track of being cautious of my adrenal, because a lot of times the adrenal and thyroid have similar issues, and it could be, they're connected. So I've been tracking how many times I needed those supplements, and I'm at the point now that I've introduced it. I've been doing that for almost a month. I've gotten to the point where I'm not needing them 3 times a day. In the beginning, I was needing it. My body was wanting it 3 times a day, and now it's tapered off a little bit. So, and that was the main reason I was doing the muscle testing 3 times a day for all my supplements, is because of those new supplements that I decided to add in to see if I notice any difference. And the short answer is yes, I have noticed some difference in taking those as far as my energy level and sleep. And I will talk more about that in another video. If you're interested in that, comment below what I'm taking and what I'm noticing. I will get a video. If I see the comments, I'll get a video going a little bit sooner than it. I mean, it's on my list, but if I know people are interested, I will do a video and make sure I push that out in the next couple weeks. So that is my wrap for what's going on this week, how it's been. I am excited for Christmas. I am planning on staying on track. As I said before, from last Christmas gathering, the only thing that I plan on having myself as a little treat is my watered down Pepsi, if I decide to have it. That's if. And I plan on, if I have a treat, that's what it's going to be. Other than that, I plan on staying with Carnivore through the holidays. I do have 2 more events over New Year's Eve, New Year's weekend. And with those, I'm planning on bringing my own food, because I know it's not just show up, meal, a few hours and like leaving. It's most likely going to be like 2 meals type of worth. And I'm like, that's a long day for me to go without eating. So I am going to bring my own food for that. So I have a plan for that. So that is my biggest tip to get through this holiday is have a plan. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and we will see you next year.